The debate over the existence of God is still ongoing, but the fact that his representative on earth is alive and it cannot be overlooked. The Pope was regarded as the Bishop of Rome and the leader of the worldwide Catholic Church. The current holder of the office of the Pope is Pope Benedict XVI, who was elected on 15th April 2005 by papal conclave. Therefore, my speech today is to inform everybody what happens after the death of the Pope and the process when the new Pope is elected. After the death of the Pope, the Cardinal Camerlengo, who is appointed as the assistant of the Pope, performs the job of testing his death. This happens by when he slightly strikes the head of the Pope's head with a small silver hammer. He strikes the head of the Pope with a small silver hammer and announces his Christian name 3 times. That verifies the death if no response takes place. The power of the Pope then shifts to the Camerlengo. The ring of the fisherman, which is worn by the Pope, which contains the papal symbol, must be destroyed immediately of the Pope's death. The reason behind doing this is because it prevents the forgery of documents, but now in recent times it is only done to signify the end of the Pope's reign. This here is a picture of the Pope, and the ring on his hand signifies the ring of the fisherman. Then after this, the Vatican goes into a 9-day break known as Sede Vacante, the time of the empty throne. The congregation must then hold a burial for the Pope in respect, which takes place 6 days after his death, so that people can come and look at the Pope's dead body. Then the congregation must also hold a conclave, which takes place 15 days, so that cardinals around the world can arrive. It may be also extended to 20 days as well. However, the death of a pope is not the only way through which a new pope can be appointed. Resignation by people can also take place. However, this has only happened once in 1415 when Pope Clement resigned for family reasons and still undisclosed. Now we move toward the election of the new pope. The election happens 4 times in the day, twice in the morning and twice in the afternoon. And before every session, there's a 1-minute break where they go into prayer. This is done so that they can pray for the deceased pope's soul. And this is a picture of the conclave they go into. It takes place in the Sistine Chapel, and before conclave begins, the leader of cardinals, the dean, he makes sure that only the cardinals are there in the room and all unnecessary people are removed. He shuts the door and conclave begins. To be elected pope, the candidate must achieve 2/3 of the votes plus 1. However, there are many situations when the election of the Pope can also take a long time. For example, in 1268, it took 3 years to install a new Pope. This is because after the death of Pope Gregory, the cardinals were involved in political issues and they were scared to vote. However, the church took severe actions to make them vote. They fed them only bread and wine, and they even removed the roof from the building that they stayed at, which made them vote, and soon after that a new pope was appointed. The way through which the pope is appointed is done. The people on St. Peter's Square are informed of the decision of the Vatican through smoke that is released out of the Sistine Chapel. Black smoke signifies that the decision has not been made and the voting is still ongoing. However, when white smoke comes out, it shows that the recent Pope Benedict XVI was declared. If everything is valid and during the voting, if everything is valid and going according to the oath, then all the votes are counted and then burnt after. If, however, the votes do not correspond to the number of cardinals present, then they are burnt and the process is begin again. Now I come to the conclusion of my speech. In the first point, I spoke about what happens after the death of a pope, where they go into sede vacante and the Camerlengo takes over for a short period of time. In my second point, I spoke about the election of the pope and what happens. He controls everything and they go through this period of 1 week of election. In my third point, I'm going to explain to you what happens, why every pope has the same name. The reason is because before the newly elected pope takes office, he is offered a chance to make a new name, also known as the papal name. That is why most popes take the name of a deceased saint or a god to show respect of it. The pope has international recognition as well, because countries and organizations from all over the world take advice from them spiritually, and that is why when the pope died, people from all over the world gathered, and his job is to unite Catholics from all over the world who are in need of guidance. That's it.